Hello everyone. Some of you have asked me, why Planetside? Why Planetside 2? Why do you play this game? What is it to you that drew you in? Well, it's a kind of a big question. I started playing Planetside way back when it first came out as Planetside 1. And what made Planetside interesting, as I'll go into the camera here and we'll just kind of have a bit of fun, is that Planetside is a massive multiplayer online shooter. So it's different from your Battlefields, your CODs, whatever other game that you've played in the past, because in Planetside, you play on a server and there's meaning. You know the people you play with. If I go into like a server or whatnot and I play with 24 people, unless they're like friends list or something like that, I don't necessarily know who I'm playing with. There's no kind of cohesion or story or background or thing that is there. Whereas when I play on Miller, I have an outfit of friends. I know fellow outfits on my own faction. I know the enemy faction. There's a story, there's a history behind there. There's that multiplayer online element, but it's not RPG, but it's more than that. It's not just some random scrub that you play one time in a game and you never see it again. No, there's more to it when you really play into it. And Planetside for me is a fantastic game because its combined arms is big. It's not 24 or 64 people limited. No, you have hundreds of people in a battle, and sure, your influence on that game might be reduced, but it's all encompassing. You've got the air, you've got the ground, you've got combined arms, you have your infantry. It's, for me, I'm not like the best first person shooter by a long shot, but what I like to do is I like to look at the tactical map as it is now and decide, okay, I've got how many people are playing with me. Maybe I've got 12 people, maybe I've got 24, and we're organized, or we're playing casual, or we're serious, or whatnot. And then I read the map and I think, okay, where's a good place to attack? Where can we have a good fight? Where can we kind of beat the enemy and kind of push them back? To me, that's really engaging. I really enjoy that. And I used to play this when this game came out in 2012, many, many hours a day. You were talking like 6-7 hours a day. And then it would kind of reduce, because I was very eager for Planetside 2 after playing Planetside 1. And Planetside 1 had a lot of issues, but it was very, very fun and engaging as a thinking kind of game. And there's so many layers of how you can play Planetside. Like, right now, there is a class system, and I can play a variety of different classes. There are a variety of different vehicles and different roles and customizations of a vehicle, so you can play the game many different ways and different niches. Now, I'm a returning player because, as I say, the game came out in 2012. I stopped playing around 14, 15, no, maybe after 15, 16, because we did a lot of material, because a lot of the fun element, as I was saying about Planetside, is the community, and one of the elements of the community that I helped in was Planetside Battles, and we did an event called Server Smash, which is where you would take people from your server, so Miller or whatnot, and then you would fight other people in an organized battle. And if you want to learn more about that, that's not in the remit of this video. I recommend you go YouTubing Planetside Battles and go have a look at the Server Smash games, which I casted, which were really fun kind of combat elements. But what I enjoy, as I'm saying, is the different ways that you can play the game. And as a returning player, the reason I'm returning is because I'm thrilled to find out about new stuff, new elements that have increased. Obviously, they've added like 1 million new guns, so I'm sort of a new returning player learning about all the different kind of weapons. But they've also introduced an enhanced armory system, a bastion system with massive fleet carriers, different resources, so you can now use orbital strikes or citadel shields and extra kind of war assets, as it were. And they're going to introduce a new massive mega tank called the Colossus. Go Google that if you want. And then they've also enhanced the construction system, because the last time I played, the construction system revolved around sort of this vehicle called the Ant, where you harvest resources on the map and you can build just like in fantastic different types of bases with walls and constructibles. And we tried this way back in its initial inception, a thing called Base Smash, where we tried to get an empty plot of land that didn't have no build areas, which are close to bases, and then have a base-on-base fight. Think Command and Conquer, but in Planetside 2. And we tried to push that for a while, but there wasn't quite the interest, and there wasn't quite the maturity in the constructible options, because you couldn't build as much as you can now. I mean, you can build vehicle terminals, you can build like spawn options, and you can build deployable artillery placements like the flail. these as a returning player are engaging. Like, oh, that's kind of cool. I like that. Or this teleporter system to get into a base, and the spawn options. That's also kind of cool. And I'm learning all about this. And they've introduced, as I say, a whole bunch of new range and features. And the reason that's why I'm back, because before the game was kind of stale. It went through many years and iterations and updates and performance, as it were. And I kind of lost interest, but now it's like, oh wow, this is really interesting. I'm coming back. So this is why I feel like I realize, hey, there's a development team in place now that's willing to put in a lot of interesting content. Maybe it's a good time to dig up old material. Case in point, the other videos that I've been making so far to date, where we talk about features from Planetside 1, which would be nice to have in Planetside 2. So if you ask me, why do I enjoy playing Planetside 2? There's no other game I like on the market. It's a massive game. It's highly recommend. You can play solo, but I highly recommend you get a group of friends, or you join under the social element. You can go and join contents and pre-listed squads, and then just have fun. Working together as a team is really, really good. And then when you work your way up, maybe you join an outfit, which is like a guild, a clan, as it were. You can do really awesome things. You work together, you use comms, and that kind of combined arms element is immensely enjoyable, and that's why I play it, and that's why I've come back and started playing a little bit more again, getting a feel for everything that's new, and then getting my head, how can I cheese this, and how can I force multiplier using a certain amount of people to have maximum input and all that type of stuff. That's really engaging for me. So if you've ever played Planetside 2 before, I highly encourage you. I mean, it is free to play, and the caveat that it's not pay to win or pay to upgrade or anything like that. It's all about a time sink. As you play the game and you gain an experience from being a support player or being an offensive player, you gain what's known as certs, and I guess I really don't want to go into tutorial right now. And then with these certifications, you can upgrade, unlock, to get different weapons, different play styles, and you flesh out the game. But a brand new player can be practically about 80-85% as effective as an experienced player who has everything kind of unlocked. So I mean, it's not like you can't play. And as I say, it's free, so there's no harm in downloading it, installing it, and then just having a bit of fun and messing around. And if it's not for you, you can leave. But I encourage you to try it out. I encourage you to maybe watch some of the Planetside Battles material or some of the other community-driven events that are ongoing. I know right now there's an event going on called Lane Smash, which I may or may not help out in casting, and I know I'm going to be casting a Community Smash, which is the same as the Server Smash, but it's more community members from around the community coming together as two teams and fighting each other off into content. So I'll stop now, because this video could very happily go into like 50-minute lecture on Planetside, which is maybe a video for another time. But try it out, see if you like it. It's more than just a first-person shooter. It's a really good community, kind of big combined arms war game, which is fun. And the dev team are really on board, and they're really receptive, and they seem to be doing good work. So with that being said, I'll see you next time, and thank you for watching. Goodbye.